Yeah, what is going on, guys? Just wanted to check in with you guys for Sunday check-in, but also give the recaps for the trades that I would, or the session I would have done for Thursday. So Thursday, I didn't take a trade. I was more relaxing when I got off work, and I slept super early as well. When I came home from work, I was super tired, but we're here now, and yeah, I managed to get my trades in, or at least an hour in, today. To kind of make up for that Thursday that I didn't take a trade on. So today was two break evens, two different sessions, two break evens. Um, I would say good execution. We would have saved ourselves a loss on both trades as we followed our plan. And also, I'll kind of jump into why I took those trades and why I went to break even. But we did have our entry model formed. We did have high time frame um, kind of initiative and a high time frame bias. So I'll kind of jump into um, the entry model that I was looking for, um, which we got on both sessions. So nothing changed when it came down to entry. The only thing that did change was a high time frame perspective on POIs. So that's something that I'll jump into as well. But I also just wanted to check in with you guys to see how you guys' mental game is going, whether it's uni or life or job or anything like that. If you guys have any mental notes or kind of recap for yourself for the week, definitely let me know in the comments below. Um, I would say my favorite thing about this week was hanging out with my partner, spending time with her Friday night as well as Sunday. We love our movies and we go have dinner occasionally here and there. Whenever she's craving something, I love to kind of make sure that she does get those cravings. But yeah, I mean, those are my favorite kind of moments of the week. I also walked Ace. That's her dog, her husky. I love seeing that boy as well. And also just being at home, being a homebody. Another good moment was tonight. I went to go see my friends. One of them came back from Australia, so we all took a drive out, had a little cruise, a little catch up. We ended up having chai at this chai place. We all just had a conversation, and then we all ended up going home. Came home, played the game for a little bit, and then that's when I decided to do my my sessions for the week, for Thursday actually, and to kind of check in with you guys as well as we try to get these Sunday videos in. Um, as a check-in, but also if I miss any days throughout the week, I have to make it up on the weekend. So it takes time out of my own weekend to make it up if I do decide to not, um, take a trade that day. So I always try to make sure that I make it up that Monday to Thursday of at least that 1 hour back testing at least, or at least two trades. But what I am um, gonna try and plan to do is maybe back test, well, not back test, but kind of full test our strategy on um, on real market conditions. So instead of previous market conditions, we're doing it on with full testing, so we can kind of do both, where we can full test but also back test at the same time. But it's something that I'm looking at to see. But again, we want to be on a win streak for not a win streak, but we want to be in that profitable area for at least you know a month or two, just to make sure that we're in the right mental space to take a trade. And you know um we'll we're continuing to move forward, and kind of working on ourselves and our psychology as well. So it's something that will come with time, but I don't want to rush it. But it's something that I did think about. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of one of those things where I have to work my way up to it. I can't just jump up to it. So yeah, that's kind of something that's been on my mind when it comes to trading. But ideally, I love taking a little break, and I love taking things at a slow pace. especially after admitting to myself that I was going too fast before. I was trying to get to that stage too fast where it's a process where you can't rush it. You have to take things at your own pace and to, take in as much knowledge as you can, but also understand that knowledge, and also to learn about yourself as well, right? Because your strategy is only a little bit of it. You got to learn about yourself, how you react in these markets, and um, being okay to lose, right? And that's something that I wasn't good at before. I'll admit, and I've admitted to you guys to that before, but it's come to the point where like I'm happy to lose, and it's more like, why did I lose? What can I do differently next time? Instead of, no, I need to make that back. So I'll say that it's a step in the right direction. But again, this is only through back testing. So we need to keep the same mindset when we are forward testing and, trading on fundeds as well. So, that's something that we're continuing to work on. And I feel like I'm making progress. Um, so yeah, and I'm really happy about that. But let's jump into these trades. First one. Uh, we'll start off on the high time frame and then work our way there. So this trade was a hourly fill of this order block here. So we had our recent breaker structure. We had all these previous highs. Um, we did have these highs as well as a target. But again, we were kind of fighting these hourly highs as well. So, we could have gone short, but longs were the play just because current price was actually bullish. Um, if price did want to react and retrace, it probably would have done it around this range here. So these were some 4 hour highs as well. I should have checked, but yeah, they were some 4 hour highs. So price wants to retrace because we are bullish, currently bullish on the 4 hour. Price um would like to retrace back down to equilibrium to maybe fill in this hourly 4 hour gap here. But again, we did react off this 4 hour gap here, and we also filled in that hourly order block here, and we had our entry model formed. So I thought it was a good trade to at least continue higher to take out these highs as well as these highs up here. So once we tapped into that hourly order block, I was pretty much just looking for our entry model, right? I need a sweep of previous lows with no closure below, right? We want liquidity being taken out because that's kind of our reset for us to take a trade. We did have a breaker structure here, even though it was looking a shit one, but we did have that break and we did have that intent above these breaks. So, we did have that kind of, real choppiness, like, real choppiness. We didn't, after we took out these lows, we didn't know whether we wanted to continue lower, but buyers end up stepping in and breaking these highs. We get that breaker structure there. Order block was formed here. Pretty much, see why I actually, I saw us tap into this order block down here, taking out these lows. Once again, no closure. I then enter on this bullish candle out of this order block zone and targeting that 1 to 2. Break even was at these previous highs. Targeting a 1 to 2, making our way up to these highs up here. We can play price out at this moment to see whether this would have become a full stop loss or not. But yeah, we did end up going break even at these highs, because ideally the next point of protective structure would be these 5-minute lows here. So but again, with the price being this kind of choppy and taking out this hourly highs, I'm not ready to kind of risk it in terms of, I wouldn't risk it just because we weren't able to displace to take out these highs. So this hourly sweep here happened on this candle on the 5-minute, and we weren't able to get some displacement to take out these highs. But again, with us breaking 5 minute structure, who knows, it might hold. But again, I would have gone out break even. So let's say if I took this trade on this day, I definitely would have just closed the left off for the day after seeing all this kind of area. But yeah, it's one of those things where you know we can't we control. We can only control how we react in those markets. And I saw, we're sticking to the plans. That's what keeps us sane, and that's what keeps us on track. So we go break even at these highs and lows for a reason, right? Because of things like this where price could easily reverse. So it protects us. So we rather go break even than take full loss. There's times where the trade ends up playing out. There's times where it ends up hitting stop loss, but we can play it out and see what happens. So yeah, we had this 5 minute here, which we ended up inversing. Tapping into that order block zone again. Take out these highs. Actually holding above them. Price is still doing its thing. This is real choppy. Really, really, really choppy. No break instruction, no nothing. So would have been a win. Would have been a win. But again, that's why we have our break even to protect us from market conditions like this, but also being able to manage our trade and to just close the laptop and let the trade play out. Whether we win, whether we lose, whatever happens, it happens. So yeah. So what ended up happening? We came out and took these lows once again, reacted from this order block. Buyers started stepping back in again, and we slowly made our way up to that 2 hour mark. Um, Probably chasing after these highs that are up here. So that kind of wraps up this trade here. So again, hourly POI reacting. So we had our sweep of these hourly highs, previous hourly highs, like old highs. We had a retracement to this hourly order block. The 1 hour, the 1 hour was on, the 1 hour was bullish. We had our recent break here, equilibrium, come and filled in, tapped into this order block, 5 minute sweep, clean sweep, no break of structure. We did get a break of structure to the upside on the 5 minute. Waited for a retracement on the 5 minute to this order block zone here. Waited for a nice entry out of it. Had that entry break even at these highs. Unfortunately, got stopped out break even, but the trade ended up playing out. So we know that we're doing something right. Um, but yeah, it's one of those trades where it either plays out or it doesn't. But either way, we're break free. We're break even. Sorry, and we can put our hands. We can sit on our hands and just you know um, whether the trade wants to play out or not, completely up to the market. But we only take advantage of what we have. So yeah, that kind of wraps up this trade there. If I pull up the second trade was also a break even. I would say this trade was a little bit more cleaner, but we weren't able to get the displacement that we're looking for. So this trade here, all time frames are bearish, the 1 hour and the 4 hour. So the only thing that would have stopped us from displacing down, I think, in my opinion, was the fact that we made a huge move down on the 4 hour time frame, and we don't know if price is willing to continue down to these lows down here, or is if this gap is enough to push it back down again to take out these previous lows here. But why I think it might continue down, and why I think I decided to take shorts is the fact that we broke internal structure once again here. So we had a small pullback, we broke structure. So this is our dealing range for the day. We had so we had a couple confluences lined up. The only one that didn't line up was equilibrium, but I was happy to take shorts just because the 4 hour was heavily in displacement to the downside, as well as the 1 hour breaking structure again back to the downside. So I was happy to take the trade off this 5 minute fair value gap here. Not this 5 minute, the hourly fair value gap. Um, so what did we have? We had a tap into our hourly fair value gap, so we're waiting for that high time POI to get hit. Now, what are we waiting for? Waiting for a sweep of previous highs, right? With no closure above. We also swept these highs as well. So we have multiple highs swept. Um, we had multiple highs swept with no closure below. We then had a break. We had a retracement. We had a retracement to the order block here. We started selling off. So I saw this candle here, and I saw that we were heading down to take out these lows. This was a convincing candle that we could break away and take out these lows. Break even was at these lows, targeting these draws down here. And unfortunately, this was the sweep that caused price to come back up. And just because we got such a late entry, price made its way up. But again, it could be one of those things where we actually come up and fill this area a little bit before continuing to make our way down. So, that's, to fill in that hourly equilibrium between these highs and these lows. So again, not a bad trade. Would say it's an A setup, wouldn't be an A plus just because hourly wasn't in that equilibrium zone. But it's one of those things, trades where it was given to me and I took it just because we filled in that hourly gap, and just because the 4 hour and the 1 hour was so bearish. A small tap like this could make a whole new range. So I was happy to take this down to these lows because of how close we are to these lows already. It's definitely achievable. But again, price could always come up, ultra sweep these highs again, fill in this gap a little bit more, and then make its way down. But we can play price out, see what happens. And trade ends up hitting, right? So we're protecting ourselves. Um, both trades would have played out, which is fine by me. Just means that we're actually doing something right, and I feel like we are um, figuring things out slowly. But I'm happy to see that this trade plays out, because it just means that the way that we're going about it is right. So the way that we're thinking is right, right? We just need to time it right, and be happy that we got our break even, so we didn't really lose anything on the day. Um, but again, it's one of those trades where we have to stick to the plan. We cannot change it, because once we start changing it, it starts going like this, right? We start losing trades. So I see that the recent low has been set. After that retracement. Um, yeah, this recent low has been taken. This was a low that was put in before retracing. So ideally, if we are bearish, we should displace um below these lows, right, without having to retrace. But again, one of those trades where it retraced, stopped us out, and then continue to seek price. So again, nothing much we can do there. Good trade overall. Both would have been winning days, but we'll take the break evens on the day. But yeah, that kind of wraps it up for today. Um, I just want to thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have a beautiful week coming up ahead. Today's a public holiday, so make sure you guys enjoy that. If you guys are working, then it's good for you. That means you guys are making double money. But if you guys are not, make sure you guys take the time to enjoy and reflect. As the week comes ahead, another week of working. So it's something that we have to look out for and to um, make sure that we keep ourselves safe, but also stay grinding as well. We have to stay grinding. It's the only way that we're gonna achieve, um, where we want to be in this life. So yes, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. God bless you guys. I hope you guys have an amazing night or day wherever you guys are from, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.